Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. How are you all? I hope you're keeping well. Thank you so much for all the lovely messages you left me over the last couple of videos. You genuinely are lovely, so thank you for that. Now, this film is a film of number of revelations. I should ask myself if I should actually be a YouTuber at this stage, because I managed, or the premise of today's film was I'm going to be doing sort of a film whilst I sew, making the Dawn jeans. So I've just recorded the end part of the film, which is where you'll see this blouse and why that comes into it later on. So I've sat down to edit the film so that I can put it all together, and you discover that for the first time ever since I've been YouTubing, I've managed to record no sound whatsoever. So I don't even know how I would do that. If you asked me actually to film something without managing to capture any sound, I couldn't tell you how I'd do it. So I'm a bit at this point, but I'm going to try and salvage what's happening. So I'm going to layer over the top some footage of what I'm showing you with no sound, but you can hear me talking to you now, is the picture of the pieces cut out. I'm ready to go, and I'm explaining that you need to do stay stitching across the top of the trousers, the jeans pockets and the yoke. I then unfortunately managed to lose the rest of the footage. Well, the footage is there, but there's no point in you sitting here mouthing to you, not being able to speak. So what you don't see me do is you don't see me overlock the inseams of the fly placket. You don't see me explain that I'm actually using a slightly adapted pattern than the Dawn jeans themselves. Dawn jeans, when I bought them, came with a fly button, whereas I know for a fact that that pulls across my tummy and doesn't cause a good line for me. So I wanted to put a zip fly in. And I'm actually explaining here how you create a zip fly, and the video I've totally stolen the technique from Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery, and also from Lifting Pins and Needles, who both basically use the zip fly, so the button fly extension or zip fly extension. You basically sew that on, or you trace around, you can just basically sew it on directly to the fly front, and actually then you have a whole, just one piece, and as you'll see in the footage here, you then basically sew the fronts together and you end up with a sort of a duplicate fly, but that makes the whole putting a zip thing in so much easier. So I hope you can see that in the footage that I'm going to be slicing in over the top of my voiceover here. I'll add some footage or words onto the screen if it's not sort of coming together in an editorial kind of way. And then so I filmed this in sections over the last couple of last 2 weeks, I think, just on and offness. And then the sound picks back up again at the point where I'm starting to do some of the construction. So hopefully that all makes sense, and I look forward to seeing you a bit later on in this film when you see the final product. Okay, just a quick update on where I'm at. So this, depending on what method you're using to put your zip in. So as I said, I cut my piece out with the fly extension attached. So on yours you may well only have a fly extension on one side. So I'm at the point now where I've basted. This is all following Tomcat Stitchery's method. You basically baste the front pieces together until the dot where your zip goes, which is this bit here, and then you sew then from that dot to the bottom curve. And what I found when I've made jeans before is I end up with a hole here somewhere because I've not done a continuous stitch. So that's what that basically looks like. So that's basted there, and then you back stitch, and then you ordinarily sew that bit, and then you press it open. So that's where I'm at now. And then if I can find my zip, sorry, moving around with one hand, and I'm basically now going to sew the zip in, following Whitney's instructions, which would be the same as, I'm sure, if not a different method, maybe slightly, the Megan Nielson. So it is actually easier if you use a long zip, but this is the only zip I had, so I'm just going to go with the standard zip length. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, quick update. So I've got the radiator gurgling away in the background, so sorry about that. So the zip is now in, and I'll really encourage you to check out Tomcat Stitchery's how to convert a button fly to a zip fly, because it's so easy, and I'm absolutely certain the instructions for Megan Nielson do a similar thing. But basically it's in, and then if you're wondering why I've got white tops, well, what would effectively be your top stitching on this side, what I do is when you flip the fly over to this side and then you're creating that stitching on the other side, which you'll see in a second, I like to sew mine in on the underside, so that I can see what the stitching line is on the top, and then if I flip it over, I then go over what I've just stitched. Oh, hang on, sorry, one-handed filming here, and then you can see there that that's my chalk mark that's still there, but then I've gone back over it and created a nice bold top stitched line, so it's just a bit of spare thread there. So that is the fly in, and then what you do now is, so this is still basted together, so I'm going to take the stitches out here and I'll show you in a second what it looks like. Okay, so I've just taken the basting stitches out from that centre seam, and look, ta-da! There is a beautiful zip. I haven't even looked at it off camera yet, so, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. I can honestly tell you that I used to find jeans or zip fly or flies in general really intimidating, and I couldn't get the allowance right, so I used to be able to see my zip and all that sort of thing. But doing it this way, you end up with this amazing finish. So I'll take my chalk mark off here, and it wouldn't look so bumpy. It's a little bit bumpy around this corner seam, but am I worried about it? No. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And for me, putting the zip in is probably the most intimidating part of making jeans. So we're just on the homeward straight from this point in. Now I'm going to stop sewing for today in a minute because I'm just about to have some people over, and I'll pick it up with you another time. Hello, so it's sort of a midweek check-in. So I've got my evening leisures on. I love this set. It's a matching jumper. Matching a jumper and leggings combo. Not me made, but it was a Christmas present and I absolutely adore it. Wear it all the time actually, to be fair. I'm a creature of habit on weeknights. I've got a glass of tonic, no gin. And I'm just going to pick up the Dawn jeans again actually. So I left you, I'll show you where I left you because they're just over here. I left you with the fly front complete. Oh, that is a moment of, oh, yeah, love that. I think you can see that. Hopefully you can, yeah. Really lovely fly front on those. And I reflected afterwards. I'm just going to add another line of top stitching so they look more jeans-esque. So I'm going to do that. There's not really a sew along, as I said before. It's just a sew with and a chat along and things. How's your week going? Is it going all right? Don't forget to let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you're sewing actually. I'd love to know what everyone else is up to. But yeah, let me crack on and do some sewing, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. So here we go, a quick handheld update. So I've put the double line of stitching in here. Remember, I'm not top stitching. Is it perfect? No, but it's okay. I'm alright with that. And then, so you can just see my glamorous ironing board here, and then top stitching in the front crotch curve there. And these are the little pockets, pocket facing, with the little coin pocket there, and then you finish off the edges. So I think my next job is to look at pockets. I always think this looks super weird at this bit because you actually have the pocket bag and the coin pocket thing wrong sides together, and it feels super weird. But that is the instructions. See, it says here, this point here. So go for it. I always think this bit looks weird too, because now you've got the pocket bag right side up on the outside, and then you basically sew the edge of this. But follow the instructions, it's all going to work out in the end. I'd forgotten how quickly these jeans can come together really, because then just like that, look, you've got lovely pockets. Still got some construction to do obviously, but Look, they start to look like jeans. How exciting! There you are. That's a classic case of ta-da! Pockets done. So I just love how the construction of these comes together. Genuinely working away here thinking, why haven't I made these more often? And then very glamorously with one hand, there we go. Oh, look at that fabric. Absolutely lovely. Just love it. Such a simple construction. And that is going to make me happy every time I see that. Isn't that glorious? So chuffed with that. So I think I'm on to the yoke now. Or back pockets, then yoke. Those eagle-eyed amongst you, I was thinking, wonder why I can see the fly. And that's because I'd forgotten to put the fly extension piece on. So no harm done. It is on there now and safe and secure. Well, that's it. The back pockets are on. I absolutely love the simplicity of these pockets. And as they are to match my Rye jacket, which has got patch pockets in the front, I actually thought about using the same template for the pockets and doing squares, but actually that's what I was going to do, but I like these, and it keeps that sort of traditional edge. But yeah, matching the square pockets might have been a nice touch, but I'm very happy with these ones, so that's fine by me. How are we doing, everyone? I'm doing really well here. Yeah, really loving this process. As I did say to you, it's not a sew along exactly, just a sort of this is where I'm at sort of thing. I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. And just so you know, I haven't, I think I mentioned it, but this isn't top stitching thread. This is just plain cotton, just ordinary cotton. And then in my bobbin is blue, so it matches the jeans. So on the front you've got the white, which is the top stitching effect. And then on the underside you've got the denim effect, and that basically means I'm saving lots of time, not having to go back and forth. And I think you'd have to, if you were like just looking at these from afar like that, then I think you'd really struggle to see that this isn't top stitching thread. Obviously when you get close up you can see that it's a little bit wobbly, but do you know what, these are homemade, these are me made. I'm really comfortable with that. I'm pretty comfortable with the differential I've got, and yeah, from a glance they are definitely double stitched jeans looking, so yeah, very happy so far. There you go, everybody, that is the back of the jeans done. Honestly, they are such a joy to make, these jeans. They really are coming together really nicely. Loving working with this fabric. It's denim from Fabricate in Mirfield, so yeah, really pleased with this. It's just lovely. Yeah, it's lightweight, or mid to lightweight denim, but it's just really, really nice to work with. So at this point in the videoing, as I bash my mirror, I need to have a word with myself. So I'm going to have a word with myself, if that's okay. All right, just bear with me. Okay. So Cara, are you a YouTuber? Yes, I am. Okay. What is a YouTuber meant to do? Create content and video it so that people can see it? Oh, yes, that would be a good idea. So it's at this point that hopefully you get the gist, that when I said I was going to do a sew along with me chatty style, watch me make some jeans, the key part of that would have been to have recorded it. Yes, that is absolutely true. So I have quite a bit of footage until the part where I think I make the back of the trousers, and then I neatly made the rest of the jeans and forgot to film any of it. It's not like I even tried to film any video. I just had a bad week, I needed to sew, and that's what happened. So I have a pair of jeans. I can't wait to share them with you, but you're only going to see the end product. Oh my word, I'm a nutter. I'm a complete nutter. So I'm sorry about that. I just didn't video it. And at what point did I realise I hadn't videoed it? When I was absolutely thrilled when I put the jeans on and they fit, and I thought, oh, didn't film any of that. So that's annoying. So what I've decided to do anyway is I am going to share these jeans with you. So I'm going to pause the video because I just wanted to capture that moment. That's just me. And I'm going to share with you the jeans, and then what I'm going to do, which I am
super excited about is I'm going to talk to you about this jacket, which I absolutely adore. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you too. But I'm going to pause the video a second so I can talk to you a bit more about the jeans. So I've got a cup of tea on the go, so I'm just going to take a quick cup of tea. Hang on. Well, quick sip of a cup of tea. And then I'm going to tell you about my jeans. So as you'll know, I'm making the Dawn jeans by Megan Nielson. Look at that. There's so many lovely options in this envelope that you end up having lots of pieces of tissue, and I could never make them that flat again afterwards. I'm not that worried about it, to be fair, and I'm not, even the pattern book doesn't even fit in. So I made the wide leg ones, but I made them full length. They seem quite cropped to me on there, but I did make full length, and I absolutely adore them. So the jeans are still warm because I've just taken them off, just finished them this morning. So here they are in all their glory. So lovely wide leg, and I'll put some footage in at some stage so you can see me wandering about. It was so windy when I was filming. I was lucky my camera didn't fall over. I absolutely adore these. If you're watching this and you think, oh, I've never made jeans before, it's way too scary, make the Dawn jeans. Now, I don't know much about other Megan Nielsons. I've made the cloth sew. I've probably made a few different Megan Nielson things, but these just came together in a dream. No hassle whatsoever. So I haven't done full-on rivets and things. I'm not really a rivet kind of person. I don't need that kind of finish on them, but I did do some top stitching. As you may have seen in what footage I did film, I haven't used top stitching thread, but a little tip from me is I've put the top stitching colour in the top and then deep navy underneath in the bobbin. And what that means is you're sewing, so I'll show you. So on the front you've got the top stitch colour, and then inside you can't see the stitching. Now, to be fair, that's very similar to using top stitching thread anyway, because you only ever use a top stitching thread in the top. The thread itself is too thick to use in the bobbin, but I guess some people might put a corresponding colour to the top thread, whereas actually when you do it like this, you don't have to switch all the time, and that saves a lot of time. And I don't think really you can tell the difference, not so much that I'm worried about it. I just love the detail. I love the yoke detail on the back here. Now, I went for simple pockets, and I think I do remember saying in my footage I kind of should have put square patches. I could have used the pattern pieces from the Rye Jacket, which I'll show you in a moment. In fact, I think you can probably see, yeah, you got the square here. Yeah, they've got lovely square pockets on, and actually that would have added to the continuity. I do happen to know I'm going to be making another Rye Jacket and jeans combo for a vlogger post that I'm working on for Felicity Fabrics when my fabric arrives. But just love the details. I just kept it nice and simple. I just found a spot on the, in fact I'll show you, hang on. When I'm doing top stitching, my needle comes into this hole here, as usual. You see there, usual space. And I know that when the needle hits this normal space, I hope you can see that all right, that it will actually be just maybe a millimetre away from that edge of that foot. And then what I do is I line up I use the same spot up against the stitch I've just sewn, and what that does is create really neat guideline for me to be parallel. And I know then that on every set of stitching I do, it's going to be the same, which I just think works really, really well. The construction just came together like a dream, and I can genuinely tell you, I put these on and they fit perfectly. I mean, if you've recently, thank you so much to everybody who watched my recent makes video. I've had such oh, you're so lovely. You've had such a great reaction to those things. Oh, you warm my heart, you do. You all do. You fill my heart. So thank you. But yeah, so you'll have known from the issues I had with the duet trousers. But it's just like Dawn jeans every time. I mean, I think I could probably make these in the straight leg version and they just look like trousers, which, note to self, I need to do that. Just do that. I switched out I'm going to turn them inside out. Now obviously I've been wearing these this morning, so they're a bit creased. But I'm as pleased as the inside as I am the out. You'll know that I wanted to use the beautiful, I think it's called Rifle Paper Company. Yeah, Rifle Paper Company, hello, pockets inside. And you might think to yourself, well, that's a lot of work, as in, you know, beautiful fabric, nobody else can see but me. But I know it's there. I know I mentioned it before, but just look how beautiful it is. And it's a bit like when I go, kapow, look, I know it's there. And hang on a minute, I'll do it on the inside. Kapow, I know it's there. It's like my own secret little secret. That's the whole idea. But, oh, I love them, just love them. And then, what else can I tell you really? Because genuinely, when I was sewing them in the footage that I remembered to film, showing you, they just came together so quickly and so easily. I mean, quick is the wrong word. I'm not speedy, but I am actually a really fast sewer, you know that. Why I've discovered about 8 years ago that I can sew, I don't know. And I've often wondered, if I knew about it before, would I have shaped my life differently? Would I have gone to university and studied or anything like that? But then I wonder whether my passion, my hobby, would translate into a job in that way. Dream, if you ask me. What is it they say? If you love what you do, you never work another day. Oh. I do try and find the best in everything I do, even on really dark weeks like this one has been. It's been a tough old cookie this week, that's for sure. But I've made it. I've made it to the end of it. It's Saturday, and I wanted to share with you these labels. I don't know that this, I'll probably come out backwards when I show you. Yeah, I think that's round the other way now, isn't it? But let me read it to you. It's a beautiful label it's by Little Rosy Cheeks, and it says, I'm going to sneeze, it's coming. Excuse me. I am smart, I am kind, I am brave, I am me. And I just think that's magic. I love how the colours of that work really well with this denim. So you can see there, I put that on the back as if it was a, you know, one of those denim patches. And I got given these in the Felicity Fabric sort of winter swaps or Secret Santa swap we did at Christmas. So I don't know who gave them to me, but I just dearly love that. So thank you so much. I got given some lovely things. And I am going to include what I got given at some stage in a film, so that'll be coming up soon. But I wanted to keep the person that gave them to me anonymous because I don't know who they are, and I just think it's lovely. So these are amazing, even if I do say so myself. Chuffed to pieces. Even just doing a hem, I literally just turned them up twice. Didn't have to chop anything off. I mean, people often talk about stuff fitting them straight out of the packet, and for me that is this scenario here. I just love everything. Oh, I was going to show you. I did put, oh gosh, straggling thread there. I did put a zip in, and thank you again to the people that reached out to me and let me know about that, so thank you. I actually did go down the Tomcat Stitchery route, but you are lovely. When you reach out to me and explain stuff to me in that way, if you're ever in doubt of how I feel about it, please don't be, because it's magic. I love it. So yes, thank you for your help with that. And so lovely fly. I nearly forgot to put the zip fly extension in. I thought to myself, gosh, that zip went in really quickly. Of course, I've forgotten to cover it up, haven't I? But that's all right. It's okay. It's done now. It's in there. Look, it's all covered up. I think my Persephone trousers don't have that on it. And I remember thinking then, God, it went really quickly and easily. What's that all about? But I do find it a really quick method of doing a zip. I keep using the word quick, don't I? So it's not that I mean to be quick, it is just quick. So I know some people do it like a slow sew. I don't seem to be able to sew quick slowly. So, but anyway, oh, just adore them. So I'm going to take my jacket off. I won't do that on screen. I'm going to take my jacket off and talk to you about that as well. So I have just taken my jacket off, but let me put some footage in of me wandering around my garden this morning. I think I remember to take some footage, I hope so. And you can see the combo between the jacket and the jeans. So whilst I'm talking here, that footage should be appearing above us. I cannot tell you how much I love this, because I'm just, yeah, makes me smile from ear to ear, this outfit. I am chuffed to pieces. So obviously I've got a blouse on. Let me just quickly tell you about that. Yeah, I love this colour. I don't know why I don't wear... yeah, I think it's the only green I've got. You guys probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. I love it. It's not my best sewing, if I'm honest, but it's not awful, but it's not great. But this was it's quite a tricky fabric to work with, actually, but I just love the colour. And this is the if I stand up a second, I'm looking around to hold. Yeah, this is the Emmy blouse. And this is actually years ago, and really early on in the whole statement sleeve thing. So I probably could have used these sleeves on my sagebrush top, couldn't I, the other day, because they're very similar to the Joy sleeves. But anyway, this is the Emmy blouse from Seamwork Patterns. You can see the gathering here isn't even, bothers me slightly, but not enough to not let me wear it. And then you can either tie this, and I used to not tie it actually, but wearing, yeah, so it sits open like that. But with this lovely new denim jacket I've made, or jacket, the Rye Jacket. Did I say that? I'm going to talk about it now, that's why I'm thinking, I haven't talked about that yet. It's because you haven't filmed that bit yet. Anyway, yeah, just lovely. So really simple. This is, yeah, there's an elastic in here, which is what creates the tension, and this here, whereas a lot of the patterns now have gathering stitches in them instead. Very simple facing and things. Yeah, it's got a centre seam down the front. I really like it. It looks a bit bumpier on the screen than I feel like it is in real life, because of the gathers and things, but just really like it, and love the colour. But the jacket, let me put some pictures in. So I'll put the stock photo in first. This is the Rye Jacket, made by the amazing Sussex Seamstress, who, as I film this right now, I'm actually going to meet, which is very exciting. So hi Jane, can't wait to meet you in person. We got chatting. I've never actually met Jane, met her through Instagram only. Love the fact she's local. She lives probably only about 45 minutes from me, which is amazing. And as you know, she names all of her patterns after places that are very local to me. So I've featured the Framfield dress, I've featured oh, they've all got out of my head now, the Tillington top, I've featured obviously this Rye Jacket, and I'm going to be making some Chailey trousers as well, which is very exciting. I've missed one. She's got such a, long and short of it is, have a look on her website. So the Sussex Seamstress, got really classic designs, and some features of this jacket I've just never seen in anything else that I've seen a pattern for, which I'll explain to you in a moment. And she has a YouTube channel that has a sew along every time. In fact, the sew alongs are that good that I don't actually get the instructions out, I just sew it along with her, which is genius. I love it, just love it. So this is the Rye Jacket. It's a, actually I wonder what's the best way of holding it up, I'm not sure. So it's a utilitarian style jacket, got beautiful big patch pockets on the front. I hope you can see that all right. It's quite hard in the light there. Yeah, so lovely big patch pockets. I'll put a picture up here because you can see it better there. And I obviously chose to make it in a denim. You know that I wanted to create a sort of double denim look, but I honestly think, even my husband said, when I'm wearing it you don't think double denim, which is just lovely. And I decided to do a few things off-piste, but before I do explain that, I'm hoping you can see what makes this jacket so unusual is, so there's a seam that goes down the front, and again hopefully it's on the picture, so it's somewhere here. Oh, I wish I could show you, but okay, so you've got a seam that goes down the front here. Let me put it on. I'll talk you through it instead. Hang on, bear with. As you'll know by now, my video is always really interactive. So, okay, so you've got a seam that comes from the armpit and goes down under the pocket, and then it's the same on the back here. So you don't have a side seam. You've actually got a seam that does that under the armpit, which is beautiful. It's such a lovely feature. If I can find a line drawing, I'll put one in. And then you've got these patch pockets, obviously here. It is designed to have a roll-up cuff, okay, which I'll explain to what in a second what I've done there. Obviously you've got the buttons down the front. Pretty standard construction on the sleeves. You put them in the sleeves and in the round. I was thinking it might have been flat, but it isn't. And then the adaptations I made. So I made a straight size 16 to 18, and it's really true to size. Did I show you that? I made one out of a. Did I show you that? I think I might have shown you that. I made a toile out of a flat sheet because of this fabric being an investment fabric. I wanted to make. I'm looking around to see if I can find it. I can't see it there anyway. But yeah, I did toile it and just literally whizzed it together. Hopefully I showed you that. I don't know. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's magic. And then I decided I wanted to do some things revolving around the usage of this fabric, which is the same fabric that I used in my pockets on my jeans. So I have, it's a little bit creased. I have done the under collar. Yes, it's creased, but never mind. And actually the reason it's creased is because I got the facings around the wrong way. I interfaced the top and I should have interfaced the bottom. Had I interfaced the bottom, that wouldn't be creasing like that, but it hasn't made any difference to the overall construction. And let's face it, as it's underneath, you can't see it particularly, but I know it's there and I love it. And then, something which I've never done before, I decided to bind all the seams. Kept seeing other people doing it, kept thinking how absolutely lovely it looked. I'm going to do the same thing, hide under an arm here. And so I did. Look, oh my word, look how cute it looks. I just have to, oh, look at that. Oh, I can't see you now. Yeah. It's a thing of beauty. It's an absolute thing of beauty. I even did a little hanging hook. Wow. I know, look. It looks really professional, and I am shocked at I am shocked. I'm not shocked because I know Jane creates the most lovely patterns, but sometimes my sewing can be a bit slapdash. But this is not one of those times. I just love it. And Jane is so clever. So in her videos, on the facing, she gets you to obviously put the facings right side together, and then you stitch across the bottom here, so that when you turn them through, it automatically miters. It's a lovely thing. Never seen that as a technique before, which is beautiful. It's just lovely, some lovely features. So on the hemline, there's a slight kick out, so that when you've sewn it, it sits really flush. It's just some beautiful details. And then, if you're wondering how I've managed to get this pop of colour here, what I did is I just created a cuff for on the inside, so that when so it's actually quite a deep cuff that I created, so that then when I roll it up, when it's on the outside, you see that. Now the actual pattern itself does have a cuff that is designed to be revealed on the outside, so it's not too far away from the original construction, but let me show you. So yeah, you then fold it once and fold it again, and I just think it's such a cute little thing. Again, just for me, and because it's cotton lawn, it's so soft. And I do this denim, it's magic, just magic. I did the same sort of level of top stitching. I didn't do two lines, I just did a single, because when I'm wearing this with something else, I want it to just be independent of jeans looking, if you like. And I popped another label on there, same as in the jeans. So look, I can do, oh yeah, jeans and jacket, same label. Not that you can see that when I'm wearing them two together, but it's another little feature that I know is there. Can you tell how much I love it? I am absolutely delighted. I just love it. So you can see there. Can't see me, but yeah. So you can see there the seam lines on the inside. Obviously you've got centre back seam, you've got the two sort of princess seams if you like, and then under the arm, if I move the arm out of the way, hopefully that way you can see it. Yeah, there you go. So you can see, can you see that? Wait a minute, let's put it around a little bit more. Yeah, so where in the middle here, I'll try and wear it, in the middle here is exactly under the armpit, but you haven't got that in this particular style. You've actually got a lovely arc under your arm instead. It's just genius. It's truly magical, and I love it. I wore it today for the first time. I went to a baby shower today, so hey Holly. I'm not sure anyone watches it, but I did. I had a lovely time, and people are like, oh, actually a lot of people talked about my blouse, because I don't often wear this colour, as I said. But so I bought the pattern, I bought the fabric. It's not, I'm in no way sponsored with either of those companies for these projects. Although Jane and I, Jane from Sussex Seamstress, she has gifted me patterns in the past, and I've been very clear about which ones have been gifted to me, but I was delighted to purchase this one and get going on it. And I can definitely see more of these jackets in my life, because if I put it back on once more, because you know, why not? Because it's just a lovely size. So it's a lovely size because I can definitely have a jumper on underneath. I'm hitting the mirror as I'm recording. It's, as you'll see in the photos and maybe the footage, hopefully if I remember to take some, it's not oversized, but it's not tight. It's just right. It's just absolutely perfect for a jacket, and I can see it being really transitional. And actually the examples I've seen so far, so this jacket was featured on Sewing Street, so which I think is you can get that on Freeview and things. So hang on, I just need to take a sip of tea. Excuse me. So on Sewing Street, I think it's called, they were selling kits at the time, because one of the samples is done in boiled wool, and as you know, working with boiled wool, you didn't need to finish any of the edges or anything. I have to tell you that this is a super speedy jacket. It's not complicated in any way, because you've got no collar stand or anything. You've got a facing that goes all the way across the back, as you saw, and you sort of sandwich the collar in as you'd expect in that way. Yeah, because the facing creates the button placket. If you did this in boiled wool or a fleece or something like that, and the linen is the example that that Jane uses on her sew along, I think you could create it in literally a couple of hours. Again, I sound like I'm talking about speed. I'm not, but to create something as beautiful as this without needing to invest loads of time, it's just so precious. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't believe how many times I'm saying that. Really like the pop of colour. I chose to use jeans buttons, and these are actually jeans buttons. They're not poppered on the inside. Me and jeans buttons, or rivets, I think, I don't know what you call them. We have a checkered history. You do all of that work, and then you go to put the buttons, you know, the ones that you hammer in. They always break on me, and I rarely seem to get the tension on those right. So there I am doing up your jacket, and then they pop off. The jacket looks really nice done up as well. So let me talk to you whilst I'm buttoning up. I think in the footage you can see me, I'm trying to button it up, and I'm trying to hold my little remote control, and it's really windy. It took me forever to button them up. Felt like forever on film, at least, anyway. There you go. Look at that. I love it. Actually, I could button it all the way up, because it's no way restrictive, and it does give the whole thing. See, look, this is what I did before. Not least because they're fresh buttonholes and things. Let me just move my chair, move back a little bit. I've got a denim jacket on there, look. There you go. Look at that. Just love, love, love. I wish you could see that side seam a little bit better, but the light isn't going to catch it. And of course this underneath here, so where is the seam? That's the seam there, and of course that's the pocket. So you make the jacket, and the construction is really clever because you basically put all of the panels of the jacket together all at once. So you've got like a really flat lay jacket for a little while with no sleeves on it, and then you put the patch pockets on the front, which I was a bit nervous about originally because me and patch pockets don't seem to get on either, but no, nailed it, absolutely nailed it. Love the little patch here, love the little top stitching there. Yeah, my use of denim, but as I say, it will come out, let me sit back down again, it will come out differently every time. Actually the denim jacket there is the Sorrento denim jacket. I made this, oh, slipped off my tear. Made this years ago now, maybe Summer Dreaming ebook. This is the Sorrento jacket. I made this out of all of my old pairs of jackets that I've had since I was 20, and actually maybe even younger, maybe 17, 18. These were a favourite pair of jeans I wore when I was 17 or 18. These are this bit here are the jeans I wore the year before Molly was born, and that was 17 years ago. So yeah, so I'm a fan of a denim jacket. The reason I got this out is because for my next project I was thinking about maybe making the Sorrento jacket. Sirocco's a jumpsuit, Cara. But actually I'm going to stick to this one. But I got that out and thought, well, I don't wear that nearly enough, so that's why it's lob it over there. That's why that's out. But anyway, so I'm sorry that what intended to start as and meant to be a sew with me and let's create together turned into a Cara will sew on her own and completely forget to video it. Don't. But I'm delighted to be able to show you the end product of the jeans and the jacket that I always intended to go with it, and you can absolutely see how much I love it. So don't forget, as I say, I'm not affiliated, I'm great friends with Jane, but she hasn't sponsored this video or anything, but please do go and check out Sussex Seamstress. And I can't wait to make another one. I genuinely am just thrilled with it. So until next time, I hope you're keeping safe and well. I've completely forgotten to ask you to subscribe in this video, so please just subscribe. just do it. Half of you watch and half of you don't subscribe, so please don't be the half that aren't subscribed, because I really want there to be more of you here, so that I can listen and learn from you, and you can comment on my video and you can give me some of these, please, because it's just great being here, and I do genuinely respond to every comment I get. So until next time, I hope you're safe and well. Take care everybody, see you soon, bye bye.